Welcome to Apples to Oranges, the gaming show where I play two games that have one small thing in common, and then decide for myself, by giving and taking away points, which game is better. Today, I'm going to be doing something new for the series. I'm going to be doing a three-parter! Ultimately, I'm going to be comparing 6 games, and then picking one overall winner. Each episode is going to have 2 games being compared with a winner from every episode. Now, all 6 of these games are going to have one thing in common. They're all developed by Platinum Games. If you're unfamiliar with Platinum Games, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. They were founded in 2006 by many of the key members from the former Clover Studios, creators of Beautiful Joe, Okami, and God Hand. Now, if you've played any of these games, you know how great this is going to be already. So let's get to the games. The first game I'm going to be playing today is Madworld, and this is the first game that Platinum developed. And its opponent, that's going to be its sequel, Anarchy Reigns, which I'm going to be honest right now, I had no idea that this game was a sequel to Madworld when I first chose these games to face each other. Now, I'll explain that a little bit later, but for now, let's get to the murder! Rev up your fucking chainsaw, bitches! It's time for Madworld! Alright, I'm gonna start with the most obvious thing that everyone's gonna notice as soon as they start playing this game. It's the style. It's amazing. It clearly borrows from Sin City, and I fucking love it. And there wasn't, and still really isn't, any game like this. Black, white, and red, that's all you get here, and it really puts an emphasis on brutality. +1. The game itself is a beat 'em up, and it doesn't really take itself too serious. And the story to go along with it is great. You play as Jack Kamen, a man with a retractable chainsaw in his arm. How fucking cool is that? You're competing in a game show called Death Watch, where the prize for murdering all the top-ranked players is cash and fame, along with a vaccine, because everybody on the island where Death Watch is taking place has been infected with a life-threatening virus. Damn! High stakes, high rewards, man. That's some good shit. +1. And speaking of good shit, the soundtrack in this game is wicked good. I mean, I'm a huge fan of hip-hop, and I fucking love the music in this game. +1. While we're on the topic of sound, the voice acting in this game is also phenomenal.
Congratulations, contestant. My client will be delighted.
Hey, I could use a sponsor.
Who's there? Show yourself!
There is a signing bonus, right?
Of course. But I wouldn't spend your bonus just yet. He's already killed 2 dozen bigger than yourself.
Bigger don't mean better.
Jack is voiced by Stephen J. Bloom. He's known for his work as Tom from Toonami, Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and even Orochimaru in Naruto. We also got a commentary team for Death Watch, voiced by Greg Props from Whose Line Is It Anyway, and Joe DiMaggio, the voice of Bender from Futurama, and Jake the Dog from Adventure Time. These two are fucking hilarious together. +1. I do have one gripe about all the great music, voice acting, and sound in this game though. Sometimes, when you're playing, there is way too much going on with the music, the commentary, and the sounds. They all fucking drown each other out.
Combine that with another environmental kill, and watch your score skyrocket.
Good drink you can eat.
What's the recycling value on severed dipshits? In Oregon?
It becomes a mess, and I'm sitting here left wondering if I missed out on a great joke. -1. The actual gameplay tends to be a bit tedious after a while, and you run around killing people, trying to use weapons and the environment to rack up a higher score in order to get enough points to fight each boss. Now, you get a bit of variety here with some mini games and driving levels, but the main part of the game becomes very repetitive, -1. The mini games you play every level are called Bloodbath challenges. Some are better than others, but the best part about them is the host, the Black Baron.
Now back to this baby. You just toss a motherfucker into this here jet engine and accelerate that ass into the danger zone at 30,000 G's. What's going on, baby? Now, can't you see? Hey, what you doing? I'm talking to the people. I'm breaking it down. Ah, God, bitch! I'm gonna pimp smack your ass when I get.
Each time he comes out to explain the rules, only to have his hoe come over and use him as an example for the game. +1. Oh, and you can play the Bloodbath challenges in multiplayer. +1 more! So, as for my least favorite part of this game, has to come from the side effect of being on the Wii. The motion controls. Don't get me wrong. Motion controls can be great if the game is built or uses them in a unique way. This game is unfortunately not one of those games. You use motion controls to dodge. And you also use them for your chainsaw in combat, which is the part that irritates me the most. I don't mind using the motion control prompts during the boss fights, but when it's used for something as critical to the gameplay as dodging, that, my friends, is some bullshit. -1. Now I'm gonna go to my favorite part of the game. Fucking boss battles! Every boss is a different ranked player in Deathwatch. And all the bosses have crazy designs and are way over the top. And you know by now, I love a fucking good boss battle. And as you're gonna come to see in this series, Platinum Games does the boss battles right. +1. Okay, now, before I start playing Anarchy Reigns, I got a little bit of a story to tell. Now, the whole idea of the show apples to oranges comes from the old saying, you can't compare apples and oranges. They're both fruit and they're both sweet, but they're completely different. You can't compare them, they just aren't the same thing, even if they do share some similarities. Everybody still has a favorite between the two. I thought it would be a great idea for a gaming show, and using the same basic concept. Now, I never really planned on doing any episode with a game and its own sequel. It wouldn't really be a great idea to compare them, because in a sense, it would be more like comparing a green apple to a Macintosh apple. When I first planned the Platinum Game series, I tried to pair two games in each particular episode that they had one small connection. And the only thing I knew about Anarchy Reigns going into this was that it had Jack from Madworld. I had no fucking idea that this game even had a sequel. I mean, how could I have known without doing research? I mean, let me give you a few quick examples here. The first example is the names of the game. They don't have any relation to each other at all. Anarchy Reigns and Madworld? Nothing. You got nothing. 2, Madworld was a Wii exclusive. Anarchy Reigns is not on the Wii. It's only on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Huh? And the third point is the art style. You cannot tell at all that they're related. They completely trashed the art style. How in the blue fucking hell would anybody know that this is a fucking sequel? Let me tell you, I know how they would know. They fucking wouldn't know. -1. And speaking of blue fucking hell, why in the blue fucking hell is the blood in this game blue? I shit you not. As soon as I started playing this game, I noticed the blood. I noticed it was not red, and I immediately paused, went to the options, and checked if there was a way to change it. I'm pretty sure that this has to do with the enemies being mutants, but blue blood is not as satisfying as red blood. So, -1. So the gameplay is where you can finally start to see that this is a sequel to Madworld. It's a beat 'em up, and it has a similar feel. Now, the biggest difference for me, no more motion controls. Pure old-fashioned fucking button pressing. Feels so good. +1. The combat also has a little more variety this time around. You can use guns and explosives, drive vehicles. You even get a choice during certain missions of who you want to play as. It's actually really nice to see a lot of new ways to play in a beat-em-up genre. Plus one, the game also has 2 separate story campaigns. You've got the black side, where you get to play as Jack, and the white side, where you get to play as a new character named Leo. Now, this is a really cool approach, and I like the variety here again. So, plus one. The Black Motherfucking Baron is also back in this game. Now, he doesn't die in every scene like the other game, but just because he's in it, this game gets another plus one. The Black Baron isn't even the only funny thing in this game. The writing, still top-notch once again, and we even get some terribly bad, but yet awesome puns.
What say we lock horns?
What say you fuck off? I don't have time for this.
Too bad. On my ranch, you play by my rules, or I put you out to pasture. Permanently.
Bullshit.
Now you're talking my language. I think it's time you get nailed.
Plus one. Oh, also, this game's got the fucking Wilhelm scream. Shit's classic. That will forever be a plus one. And on top of all of this, we got another banging hip-hop soundtrack. The insane boss battles are still here, and they're still just as fun. Plus, you get to fight and kill the fucking Kraken. That is epic. Plus one. Anarchy Reigns has some multiplayer in it too. No local multiplayer, but that's okay. 2015. Now I'm gonna check it out real quick. Alright, well, this is fucking bullshit. Can't even find anybody to play with. See, that's the fucking problem with not having local multiplayer. So, minus one. Alright. Now that I'm completely desensitized to violence, and I've played both of these Platinum games a little bit, I got Madworld with a final score of 4, and I got Anarchy Reigns with a final score of 5. Now when it comes to this bloody apple and this gore-filled orange, choose this orange. While it's lacking the style that this apple has, the gameplay is a little bit more polished. It doesn't have that tacky motion control. So, Madworld? The hell with that game! Play Anarchy Reigns! It's awesome! Oh. Play Madworld too. It's a good game. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. And as always, if you like apples to oranges, don't forget, please like, share, subscribe for more, including part 2 of the Platinum Game series, which should be coming soon. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, go ahead, leave a comment below, let me know. I'll make sure I read them. And as always, I fucking love you guys. Have an awesome day. Go kick some ass. Oh, and you can play the Bloodbath challenges. The mini games you play each level are called the Bloodbath. It's fucking actually hard to say. The mini games that you play every level are called
What's it called?
It's called Bloodbath Challenge. Just the word Bloodbath fucks me up. I don't know why. Oh, and you can play the Bloodbath.
Oh my god, I can't say that.
I can't fucking say it. Oh my god. Oh, and you can play the... I just know I'm gonna fuck it up. Oh, and you can play the Bloodbath Challenge. Oh my fucking god. Oh, and you can play the... I don't. Okay, so now... Where the fuck did I put that game?
I think it's on the thing.
Oh, here it is. Alright. I'm pretty sure this has to do with the enemies being mutants, but blue blood is not as...
Poo blood?
Is that blue?
It sounded like poo blood.
Poo blood. Fucking might as well be poo. It's not fucking red. The insane fucking... No, I was not swearing. Swearing for no fucking reason. Now, when it comes to this bloody apple and this gore-filled orange, choose this orange. Now, while... No, what the fuck did I say? Okay, there we go. Oh. Play Anarchy Reigns.
No, that's...
I always feel bad for telling him not to play an awesome game.
Yeah.